Good morning, students. Welcome to your video class. Today we will going to discuss about measurement of frequency. This class is the part of 4th semester electrical engineering students, and the subject is electrical measuring instrument. In this session of video, now we will going to discuss about the measurement of frequency. First of all, we will discuss what is the concept of measurement of frequency. The frequency of an AC circuit can be measured by various methods. As the frequency of supply from a local alternator can be determined by the knowing the number of poles of the alternator as well as the speed of the given alternator. As we have already know that the frequency F equal to Np by 120. The other method of the measuring frequency of the order of 50 to 100 cycles per second is with the help of a portable instrument known as a frequency meter. A frequency meter generally we use for the purpose of instrument which that display the frequency of a periodic electrical signal to an accuracy of the value. It counts the number of events occurring within the oscillation during a given interval of time as the preset period gets completed. The value of the counter display on the screen and the counter is at 0. Now we will going to discuss about the frequency meter. The frequency meter operate on the following principle, which are: one is the mechanical resonance principle, another is the electrical resonance principle. First one is the mechanical resonance type. Mechanical resonance type, this type of instrument operates on the principle of mechanical resonance. It consists of number of thin steel strips placed in a row along the side and close to the electromagnet as shown in this figure. These steel strips are known as the reeds. The bottom portion of the reed is fixed, whereas the upper portion of the reed is kept free to vibrate. In this figure you can see this is the mechanical resonance type frequency meter. A bent is given to the upper portion of the reeds and are painted white at the top of the distinguish them against black background. The electromagnet of vibrating reed frequency meter is wound with a large number of fine wires and is connected in the series with a resistance across the supply whose frequency is to be measured. The dimension of all the reeds are not similar but differ slightly so that the mechanical vibration of each reeds is different. These reeds are so designed and arranged in ascending order of natural frequency. When the frequency meter is connected across the supply whose frequency is to be measured, an alternating flux is set up. Due to this alternating flux, an attractive force is experienced upon the reeds, which is where every half cycle. The result is that all the reeds tend to vibrate, but only the reed whose frequency is double of the supply frequency will vibrate with maximum amplitude. If the two adjacent reeds vibrate with equal magnitude, then the supply frequency will be halfway between the frequency of the two adjacent rates. In this figure below given, figure 5.15, here you can see in the figure A. In the figure A shows when the supply frequency is 50 Hz, then the vibrating reed having natural frequency 50 Hz vibrate with maximum amplitude. Figure B shows when the frequency is 49.50, then the reed's frequency of 49 and 50 vibrate with a equal and maximum amplitude. And in the figure C you can see it shows that no reed is vibrating, which simply means that either exciting coil is not energized or frequency under measurement is out of the range of the instrument. Next, the second type of the frequency meter is electrical resonance type frequency meter. This type of instrument operate on the principle of electrical resonance. When the inductive reactance XL and the capacitive reactance XC become equal, the electrical resonance said to be occurred. We have already noted that resonance concept, that when XL equal to XC, the resonance is supposed to be occurred. In this diagram you can see here a calibrated scale is here a pointer is attached with the spindle, and the laminated iron core, the moving iron coil is here, magnetizing coil is attached to the supply circuit, and this is all about the diagram of a electrical resonance type frequency meter. This type of frequency meter consists of instrument, consists of a laminated iron core of varying cross section, a fixed coil which is known as magnetizing coil mounted at one end of the iron core. Moving coil is attached with a pointer and pivoted so that it can move freely over an iron core. The moving coil is further connected to a suitable capacitor, which is C, denoted as C, whereas the magnetizing coil is connected across the supply terminal, whose frequency is to be measured. Then the operation of the frequency meter can be understood from the phasor diagram as shown in below. When in this diagram you can see when the magnetizing coil is connected across the supply, then the current I flows through the magnetizing coil and set off flux phi. If we neglect the resistance of the coil and the iron losses in the core, flux phi is in phase with current I. Since phi is an alternating flux, it will induce EMF in the moving coil. Here you can see the phasor diagram of the observations of the electrical resonance type frequency meter. This EMF induced circulate a current in the moving coil. The current in moving coil will be lagging or leading, which depend upon the circuit of moving coil, whether it is a largely inductive or capacitive as shown in the phasor diagram. When inductive and capacitive reactance are equal, current I will be in same phase with EMF, that is shown in figure C. In figure C, you can see here the current, here resonance occur XL equal to XC, and the current will be in current and EMF will be in same phase. And here this is the current lags the EMF, and in this figure current leads the EMF, which is for the inductive and capacitive circuits respectively. Then the deflecting torque, which is acting on the moving system, will be proportional to I cos phi. Cos phi is 90 plus minus theta, where I is the current in the field of the magnetizing coil, I is the current in the moving, capital I. Small I is the current in the moving coil, and phi is the angle between current and EMF. This figure shows in which the moving coil is assumed to be inductive, therefore current I lags behind the EMF voltage. Inductive circuit, the current lags the EMF or voltage by an angle phi. The torque acting on the moving system Td is directly proportional to cos 90 plus minus phi. Next, figure B shows the phasor diagram in which moving coil is assumed to be largely capacitive because therefore here I leads, the current leads the voltage by an angle alpha. Deflecting torque Td is directly proportional to I cos 90 minus alpha. Next, in figure C, the resonance occurs where XL equal to XC. Under this condition, moving coil circuit is purely resistive, so that I will be in same phase with the EMF. Current will be same phase with the voltage. Therefore, deflecting torque Td is directly proportional to cos 90, which is equal to 0. The capacitive reactance of the moving coil, which is Xc, is a constant for a given frequency f, where as inductive reactance XL of the moving coil is not constant because its value varies with the position of the moving coil on the iron core. The inductance of the moving coil decreases as the moving coil goes away from the magnetizing coil. Now, coming to the actual operation of the instrument, if the frequency is more, then the inductive reactance XL will be more than the capacitive reactance XC. Then torque will be act on the moving system. So, under the influence of the torque, the moving coil will not move until XL equal to XC. When the inductive reactance is equal to the capacitive reactance, no torque acts on the moving system, therefore it will not move further. The position of the indicator will indicate the frequency at that instant. This is how we measure frequency in electrical resonance type frequency meter. The value of capacitor C is so selected that the moving coil take up a convenient position on the iron core. If supply frequency increases, the capacitive reactance decreases. Therefore, the moving coil then moves away from the magnetizing coil till its inductive reactance become equal to the capacitive reactance of the circuit. If the supply frequency falls, the capacitive reactance become more than the inductive reactance of the circuit. Then the moving coil moves towards the magnetizing coil till its inductive reactance become equal to the capacitive reactance of the circuit. This is how with this we will complete the measurement of frequency with a frequency meter.